Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Alrighty guys, so welcome back to the garage. As you guys can see, we just pretty much just got straight to work. I'm trying to get at least the manifold on today, get all that situated to see what it's going to look like, to see what else is going to need to get done. I know things need to change. I still got to take out the front manifold also, but I'll probably do that on the next video. But for now, I just really want to try to get the manifold from Just TIG, the high horsepower one, into the car so I can see what's all going to need to be done, because a lot of fabrication is going to have to be done to that setup. So as far as like the wastegate, the dump tube, all that stuff has to be redone. I don't think I can still utilize the same one anymore because everything is in a different place. So that will stick with this setup. That dump tube or downpipe will stick with this setup also. So I pretty much can't use it. What I am going to be using still is this turbo right here. So I'm going to be using this same turbo here to keep as my original turbo. There's nothing wrong with it. It still moves freely. You guys can see there. No issues whatsoever. There's no play in it. I checked it all, and everything seems to be pretty well. Main reason why I'm doing that is because I do have a brand new turbo, but that's going to be my backup. This is my backup turbo here. I'm going to keep this one as my backup. I did change all the stuff to brand new except for the turbo itself, because there's no sense of putting this turbo on right now when I still have a perfectly good one there. So small things that I'm just trying to change out, you know, but majority of the stuff is going to be brand new in the car. I got to clean the manifold, I got to clean all that stuff, and then the manifold, I might sell it. I might keep it if things go to how I trying to plan things out for the rest of my life. Not the rest of my life, but for the rest of the time being. I've already explained this to you guys. I want to build a actual dedicated drag car. a coupe or a hatch or possibly a sedan. But again, I want to put a cage in it. I want to do that kind of stuff. Cage might go into this one still too, but again, I want to do that so that way if I do crack 10s, they can't tell me anything. I might just end up putting the roll bar. So if I put the roll bar, we should be perfectly fine. I don't think I'm really going to cage the car. But for now, you know, manifold is off. And now what I'm going to have to do now is swap over both turbos, take this one off and put this one on right here with the new hardware and everything. I have everything done already there, so that should be pretty much set up for the most part. And then I got to see how everything's gonna run, which is why I got to put that turbo manifold on, because of the wastegates, everything else pretty much in sync the way it needs to go. Bottom one's gonna have to go straight across. This is the one that I'm really worried about because it has to come this way, wrap around and go underneath the manifold. So it's gonna be kind of a tight bend, but we'll figure it out, guys. So let's continue. Oh, bitch. Yeah, that one was a bitch to remove. Oh, it took all the energy out of me. Probably just because I'm too fat. No, no shame in my game. Ah, son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. I'm fat. It's not working to my benefit. And yeah, I'm pretty stuck right now. I'm gonna get that damn bolt off because I don't want to leave it there. I don't want to have to use my old manifold, truthfully. Not my old manifold, but my old turbo. I don't want to use my new turbo. Okay. Take this fitting off. See if we can get to that bolt. Crush washer. Alright. Alright, there we go. Turbo is now off. Holy shit. Okay, what's it? No. No, 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 no. Fuck. Exactly what I didn't want. Son of a bitch. Alrighty guys, so we have an issue, and something that I just didn't want to tackle right now, and I'm not going to tackle it in this video. Unfortunately, my brake lines and all that stuff is going to have to be removed and redone. So pretty much screwed at this point. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what else to do right now, because the manifold is touching the brake lines. So you guys can see I even moved my brake lines down there, tucked them all the way down, made them across instead of being all over the place, and it is touching right here on these. So these lines are gonna have to be remade, go all the way down underneath, all the way to the side, back again. And like I stated, it's something that I don't want to tackle right now. So I'm pretty much screwed right now. I gotta think this through, what I want to get done, what I need to do. And I'm not gonna make the decision right now. I know this video is probably gonna go to waste, and it ain't really gonna be much done with it, except for pulling off a damn manifold, bolting up a damn turbo, and trying to test fit it. And look what we got, nothing. So kind of a headache. I didn't think it was gonna touch it, because the other manifold is, again, trying to compare both of them, where one's a log manifold and one's not, is not necessarily, I guess, the way to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the turbo, I'm gonna take that off and see if I can put the manifold on by itself, and then if I can, figure out what needs to be done really to get it done, because I'm pretty sure I can probably bend it out a little bit and curve it in more into the corner. So let me go ahead and tinker with this a little bit, pull it that way, see if we can get a little bit of room on there, and then if I have to, I'll add a little bit of sleeving to it so that way it doesn't really cook it. But I didn't want to do all that, man. I love the way the lines came out, and if I would have known this was going to happen, I probably wouldn't have done it. But yeah, we're facing what we're facing now. I don't want to turn back, and I really want to run this manifold. I want to get more power out of this car, and I don't want to be stuck to where I'm at right now. So again, let me think that over for a little while, and see what I can come up with, guys. Alrighty guys, so got the manifold on. I kind of destroyed my lines, how straight they were, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna have to redo them. Now I got to tackle the rest of the lines. So the hoses here are touching the manifold, so that is gonna have to be shortened down all the way as much as I possibly can, go downwards underneath it, something. The main reason being is because I still have to put the turbo on, and the wastegate now is either gonna have to come up through the side over here. Battery tray is gonna have to be moved also again. It's gonna be something to try to figure out, because there's really no way of routing anything unless I come straight this way to the block, go down and go there. But I gotta put the turbo on, and I need to do a little bit of measuring. So let me kind of clock the wastegate real quick, see which way we can kind of turn it and put the turbo on, and see how much room we have to snake it down through there, and that way we can go through the side, because the all-wheel drive bracket is literally right there, the S1, and there's no way of going around it other than this section here. So a lot of stuff is gonna have to be moved, a lot of hoses, a lot of lines, which is why I'm doing this now, so that way when it's time to put it onto the built motor, we know how everything's gonna route, because everything has to get routed this way. You know, you got the oil pressure sensor, you got everything over here, you got the line that's gonna come for the oil, so all that has to come this way. I'm gonna look into seeing if I can take this plug out, if we can use this as the oil return, or I gotta figure it out, or if not, I'm gonna have to put a bung down here. But something we gotta figure out. It's gonna take a little bit of time, guys, so just bear with me. I'm trying to do what I can. Trying to make this as perfect as I possibly can for myself, because you guys already know how I am. So let me clock that, put the turbo on, and see how we're looking at least. Alrighty guys, so turbo is put on and everything is clocked. Wastegate is clocked basically where it's going to have to go, which is facing this way, and it's going to have to come through here, through this section here, and go through this opening down here by the transfer case. That is going to be the only way to get that done, because there's no way I'll be able to get this clocked in to go down straight down there, and it won't even fit with the exhaust setup. So the only way the downpipe is going to work is coming around this way. Unfortunately, battery is going to have to go, charge setup is going to have to get all changed out, and we're going to have to figure that out. But either way, we'll take that as the time comes. So I'll order all that material still that I need to do it, since I have to do it again, just like the brake lines I got to order. So downpipe is going to have to come straight this way, come down this way, wrap back down towards where the hose is at, and go straight down and go straight. So it's going to be like a horseshoe kind of going downwards. So shape of the downpipe like this, and then going back down. That way it wraps around the manifold. So that's what's going to have to be done. We're also going to have to pretty much fix the heater hoses right there, so they're touching the manifold. There's a lot of stuff that is going to have to be readdressed, but as I stated in the videos and stuff like that, we have a lot of stuff that's going to be changing on the car. We got some parts actually that we're going to show you guys right now before we end today's video, but at least I'm happy that we were able to get this done. I'm not stoked about redoing the brake lines, because I didn't want to do that. I like the design of it, I like the way it was, but hopefully I'll probably make the next ones better, and hopefully we can get a little bit more room out of everything and kind of tuck it out of the way. That's going to be my plan this time. I might honestly just throw them inside the goddamn car, so that way it's out of the way and out of sight, so that way we don't interfere with all that. The thing that I don't like about all that is that if we have a brake leak or any of that stuff, it's inside the car, being under the dash, and so on and so forth. That's why I never did it from the beginning, but I might have to do it that way this time. But we'll figure all that out here shortly. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for today. I want to show you guys what came in, so let me go ahead and clear up my table over there, my welding table, clean up the mess here, so that I don't just have it laying around, and then I'll show you guys what we got and what's still to come, because a lot of stuff is changing in this car. Alrighty guys, so cleaned up the table, and the first thing we got is a Funk Motorsports turbo blanket. So I really wanted to put this on. I wanted it, you guys seen I had one before, but it was shit. It wasn't a good quality one, and from what I'm told, Funk Motorsports is the one to go with. So this is what I decided to go with. I went with the carbon fiber one. Main reason why is because it's gonna help retain the heat, and it's gonna calm the heat inside the engine bay. And the second reason why is also because I'm tired of looking at the rusted look of the hot side of the turbo. It is nasty when you look at it in the engine bay, and since I'm doing everything, I figured why not just buy this, get it done and over with, and that way it's done and it'll actually make it look a lot better. I also got the wastegate blanket itself, so this is the one I'm running for the 45 wastegate. So that's what I'm running from Funk Motorsports. So we got this in, and another thing we ended up getting was I wanted to switch up the idler pulley on the car, because since I am going to be changing the manifold and everything, I didn't have to buy this. I didn't have to. I wanted to. I really wanted to dress up the engine a little bit more. Again, this is a show car, street car, and also a car that I do race at the track. So I wanted to give it that look. I've heard people have had issues with it, but I've also heard people haven't had issues with it. Some friends rock it, and I haven't heard anything about it from them, just other people on the internet. And I ended up getting this K24 K-Tune post mount with the idler pulley, the tensioner, and all that stuff, so I thought we could run the serpentine belt and everything in one thing, compared to having the tensioner on it and having to do that. This will eliminate the tensioner if I'm not mistaken, and that way you don't have to run that tensioner anymore, and it'll all be tensioned up here. So this is what I am going to be running on the new K24 setup, so that way we can clean up the engine bay a little bit more. But last but not least, the major part that I am going to be going with, if you guys have followed me on Instagram, unfortunately my old Instagram got taken away due to a post, and they flagged it and then I'm taking it away, because I made a post asking if anybody was coming from Tijuana, TJ, and that can do me a favor, and they flagged it as human trafficking, which makes no goddamn sense at all. I guess when we make posts now, we have to put, you know, if you have a visa or if you're a U.S. citizen, if you cross, so that way they don't flag you or AI doesn't get it. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna put my new link down in the description, and that way you guys can follow it if you guys can. I greatly appreciate it. I like to get my Instagram back to how it was. I had 9,000 followers, and now we're back to 200 so far, 250 or something like that. So last but not least is we are changing the management system. If you guys know already, you guys know, you guys can see it already right there, but we are going with a Haltech 550. This is what we are going to be going with the car, because it's going to give me a lot more management as far as the car goes. Safety concerns and everything else, this is going to help me a lot more. I can monitor everything right here, monitor my fuel pressure, my oil pressure, my map, I can battery voltage, I can monitor everything right here, and I believe I can even monitor my boost right here also. It'll be all on one screen. So I decided to go with it because number one, I really just wanted the more safety. Number two, if you guys know and you guys seen other videos, my speedometer does not work on my S2000 cluster. I'm not sure if that's because of the chassis harness or what. I know the S2000 cluster worked previously in the old owner that I got it from. His cluster worked, his speedometer worked, his RPM worked, and when we put it in mine, something was terribly wrong. But again, the car was not perfect. The car was a piece of shit when I got it. I didn't think it was going to be a piece of shit, and it turned out it was a piece of shit, and I made the best of what I can do. So hopefully with the Fuel Tech, we'll be able to get everything up and going. I also ended up grabbing the Nano with the setup. So we got the Nano here. I really just wanted to make sure that if I'm going to do things now, I'm going to do it correctly, and because we are going for more power. So Nano is here. This is going to monitor, you know, your AFR and everything else that needs to go with it. So all that is right here, and this is a touchscreen one compared to the other one that's not touchscreen. I also ended up getting the O2 sensor along with the wiring harness for it. So I got this for that, and then I also got the hose that goes with it, and then I believe that was it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes coming up for the sedan. I'm really stoked for what's to come for it. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that that was going to end up happening to the manifold, and I have to do the brakes. I got to remove the battery now. I got to change that in its location. There's a lot of stuff that I just have to really get down and dirty with it and swap it out. I really like the way the battery was flowing in the engine bay, and unfortunately now, it is what it is. I'm stuck where I'm at right now, and I'm just gonna have to roll with the punch when it comes down to it. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm really stoked that we are able to get what I got done today. Now I'm gonna take it step by step and try to get all of it pretty much all organized, so that way I can make progress on the car. I really want to try to work on the charge pipes as we move next. So when you pull this thing off, it now says that it's void. So yeah, this is now reality. I did order a few more things, so I'm waiting for those things to arrive. But as I stated, it's going to come when it comes. I'm not really going to rush it. But this is the Fuel Tech 550 that we are running. Everybody told me to run the 550 or even the 600. The 600 is more for more safety. It does have the mounting bracket inside here also. But they said the 550 is the way to go for me, because I don't need a lot since I'm not into 1,000 horsepower, 1,200 horsepower, and so on and so forth. So dope little cover that it comes with also. But I'm happy, guys. Nonetheless, even though we have to change shit up in the engine bay, we're gonna roll with it, we're gonna rock with it, and we're gonna fix things. So I'm not gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna pretty much end the video here, guys. If you guys enjoy the video and you guys look forward to more content of the all-wheel drive and the big makeover that it's getting, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the whole management system. And also, guys, the next video is probably gonna be something small and kind of like not boring, but I really want to teach my son how to do certain things. So I did get my son a set of coilovers from Max Peating Rods. They're down here, they're the T7 ones. So got him a set of those, so he'll be installing that by himself. On the next video, I'm going to give him some guidance. If you guys can tune into that one, comment, like, subscribe, give him a little more motivation on it because he wants to learn this kind of stuff. And hopefully we can get him up and going, and that way we can get the sedan rolling. Unfortunately, the sedan is hurt also. What else can you expect, right? Things that were unforeseen. It turns out the water pump has taken the crap on it, and now we're gonna have to do that next. Clutch has already been fixed, but it's just the water pump next. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. The next time.